Benvenuto nel tutorial di guida facile.
Hi everyone, welcome to Easy Drive channel. Today we are going to be looking at SIGNALI VERTICALI COMPLETAMENTARI SIGNALI di CANTIERE, auxiliary signpost and roadwork signs. If today is the first time you are watching my video, like, comment in the comment section, subscribe and share. The first sign we are having here is called Delineatore Gialla per strada or carreggiata a senso unico. It is a yellow signpost that is placed at the edge of the road that is a one-way road. It is placed at the edges of a one-way road. Look at it. It has yellow. One is placed on the left and one is placed on the right side of a one-way road or a one-way carriageway. This one is called Delineatore bianco e rosso per strada a doppio senso di circolazione. So it is a white and red post that is placed on a two-way road. Look at it very well. One way I remember this sign, you see vehicles that are coming, their lights are something that is similar. They are very close to something white. And vehicle going in front of you, at the back you see red light. So these two things represent the full light coming opposite and the red light going ahead of you. So they are placed at the edges of a two-way road, doppio senso di circolazione. This is called delineatore that is placed in galleria, delineatore per galleria, tunnel borders. So these signs are placed inside galleria. They put it on the side of the edge of the carriageway. So they are reflectors. They are reflective. Even these ones, they reflect at night when they have a contact with a light. So there is a question that we say these signs have their own light. It is FASO. They depend on the light of vehicles for them to reflect. You see, this is night. It looks as if they are yellow lights, but they are not actually light. It is the light of your own vehicle that make them to reflect like that. Delineatore per strada di montagna, mountain road, the edge of mountain roads. These are signposts that they place on the edge of mountain roads. So one thing that comes to our mind, we might be thinking, why are all these signposts necessary? Sometimes if it snows very well, you might not even know, differentiate the road from the gutters. So these signs are very necessary. They are very useful for you to know where the carriageway ends. So you cannot go beyond that post unless you want to fall inside the hole. Delineatore di curva stretta or the tornate. Once you have a very sharp curve, these are the signs that they place on the sharp curve. So for you to quickly identify that this is a sharp curve. So what they want you to do is to reduce your speed. In this case, this is called Delineatore di incrocio a T. When you get to a T junction, when you cannot continue straight, the road does not continue straight. You either go to the left or to the right. So this is the sign that is placed on a T junction. You look at it, the arrows are facing both the left and the right. This one is a reflector that is placed on obstacles. It is placed on obstacles. So if you are driving at night and you see something that is reflecting yellow something that is reflecting on the road, quickly you have to dodge that place. You just know that you are heading towards an obstacle. So they place it there so that it will help you identify an obstacle at night. This one is work in progress. So lavori, when they are walking on the road, they'll place this sign just like men at work. So you see this panel that they put under this sign, they write 380 meters. So they are telling you from the place they started working to the end of the areas that they are working on. So they are not telling you that in 380 meters you will see men at work. No, they are telling you from here to 380 meters they are working on those areas. So because this 380 has arrows on their side, so that is exactly what it means. This one is the Generatore Modular di Curva. So it's a bend marker. So if you have a curve, this one is mostly used for a curve to the right, while the other one we saw earlier is used for curve to the left. Semaphore. This is a sign of a traffic light, but since it has a yellow background, you just know that they are working on that place, so that place require a traffic light. So that traffic light is temporarily, just like what you are seeing here. This is a traffic light, they place it on the floor. So because they are working on one carriageway, they place this deviator sign there, telling you that in case this traffic light is not working, you have to give right of way to the opposite direction, because here is a strettoria. It means that the lane is remaining one lane for the vehicle going and the one coming. So one has to wait for the other one to go. So in this case, there is a traffic light. As I said earlier on in my previous video, this sign is not active for now because there is a traffic light. So this sign you are seeing here, this triangle that has a traffic light inside of it, is what will make you to know that right now there is a traffic light. So you have to wait for the traffic light to turn green before you can continue. In this case, it is asking vehicles that are destined for carrying goods with a gross weight of more than 3.5 kilometers to turn right. It's asking them to turn to the right at the next junction. But in this case, it is not obligatory. It is consiglio. It is advising them to turn to the right at the next junction because they are walking on that road. Here it is telling vehicles that have the gross weight of more than 3.5 ton destined for transportation of goods. In Italian, you say it like veicolo autocarro con massa complessiva superiore a 3,5. That is how you describe such vehicle. So in this case, it's asking those categories of vehicle to maintain only the right lane. They cannot use the second lane. So if two lanes are available here going towards the same direction, but these categories of vehicle can only use the right lane. In another word, they cannot overtake. They cannot go to the other lane. This is strettoria. Strettoria because they are walking, because it has a yellow background. So the lane was 3, they are walking on 1. So we are now using 2 lanes. So what they expected you is to slow down. So if you see 500 meters attached to it, just know that they are talking about, this thing they are talking about is happening in 500 meters time. You see this 500 does not have arrow in the side of it. So that means that in 500 meters time, they are walking on the road. But in the case of the one that have arrow at the side, just like this one, He's saying right now till 380 meters time they are walking on the road. That is the difference. This one is talking about the area at which they are working on. While this one is talking about the area at which you will see them walking, because this one does not have this black arrow pointing to the top at the side. So I'm talking about the panel that can be placed under it. This is picture of Straturia. You look at it, this one now, it was 2 lane, it becomes 1 lane. Look at it, this is the picture that will give you an idea of what they are talking about. This one is obligo for vehicles of these categories to continue straight. In this case, it is not concilio, it is not an advice, it is obligatory. So, because the arrow you are seeing here is inside blue background. So they place an obligo sign inside this yellow background. Yes, saying that we are walking on this road, but it is obligatory for these categories. This is autotreno and auto articularity. For these 2 categories of vehicle to continue straight. You cannot turn to the right or turn to the left. It is not an advice, it is obligatory. It is not conciliator, obligatorio. This is called corner. These corner are used for work that have a duration of less than 15 days. So it is for a short period, or if they want to walk on the road for a short period of time, they use this cone to direct vehicle to demarcate the road. They can also use it in case of accident. Like in this case, this vehicle have had an accident, so they use this cone to surround it for other vehicles not to run into it. Look at this case. This is called diversion. Interruzione stradale. Road interruption. So what it means is that they are walking on the road, or for any other reason the road is being blocked, and now you have to divert from the former road, and you will later re-enter. Look at this case. The panel they placed under this one is 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. You see, it has an arrow inside of it. What this one is saying is that from this point, we divide to the point you will re-enter the road is 2 kilometers. So they are not talking about how long the place they are working on is. No. In this diversion case, they are telling you about the length of the diversion. So like for instance now, you make a 500 meters to the right for the diversion. Then you make 1 kilometer straight and make 500 meters out again to the road. It becomes 200 kilometers. Sorry, it becomes 2,000 meters, which is 2 kilometers. Look at this case. It is a diversion, but it is not for all categories of vehicle. Every vehicle that have a massa effettiva superiore a 7 tonnellate cannot continue straight. He has to use the diversion. Probably the bridge at that place cannot carry such weight. So remember, I said massa effettiva is the weight at which your vehicle is moving at that particular time on the road. It might be a very big vehicle. It might be that you did not even load anything. At that point, your weight is not up to 7 tons. You can continue straight. But in that point that you know that your weight is up to more than 7 tons, you have to make this diversion. This one is the bar they used to block road. For instance, even some commune use this bar to block road. So they use it when they don't want you to have access to that particular road. In this case, it's telling you to pass through the right of the obstacles. Obstacles here are the people walking on the road. So they place it on the back of the vehicles, asking you that the only side you can overtake this vehicle as you are walking is through the right. So that is what they mean. So it is not obbligo di svoltare a destra, no. Obbligo di passare a destra di ostacolo. In this case, the obstacle here is called cantiere stradale. This sign here, it is a sign that tell you the number of cavalcavia on the particular road you are driving on. In this case, you are on A1, Autostrada A1. This 158 here is telling you about the number of the cavalcavia. Cavalcavia are those bridges. As you are driving on Autostrada, there are some bridges that you will be seeing that you are passing under them. Just a bridge. It's not gallery, it's not galleria. It's just bridges that are transporting other vehicles, maybe in other villages, in other cities. But those bridges pass through the top of the Autostrada. So they use these numbers to identify the bridge. So for instance, there is a particular bridge that is very low. So they will tell you bridge 158 on this road is so low that these categories of vehicle cannot pass through. Maybe they want to transport a sectional. I'm just using something like that for example for you to know what we are talking about. Look at what I'm talking about here. This bridge. You see, there's a bridge. This is the main road that they are talking about. A1. This is the road. This vehicle is driving on the road. This truck is driving on the road. But look at up here. There's a bridge that crosses the road. So this number is referring to this bridge. So if this bridge has fault now, if you want to identify the bridge to the proprietario de la strada, the owners of the road, the people that are in charge of the road, you will just tell them that, oh, this accident happened in exactly the location of bridge 148. So this bridge is called cavalcavia. Cavalcavia. Quello è un numero di cavalcavia. This one is called segnali per vera informazione. So it is a sign that displays various information, different information. Look at this one now. It's saying caffè gratis. Caffè gratis della 24 alla area alla 5. You understand? 5 is the number of the position of that autostrada where you can find gratis cafe for those people that like cafe. So then per aiutare la sicurezza, they are using it to help the security of the road, because once you take cafe, you stay awake more. So it's a cafe gratis dalla 24 alla 5. Okay, from 24 to 5, you will always see cafe gratis to help the security of the road. So this sign can display anything. It can tell you about a radio station, like for you to turn. It can display anything. They can tell you if you are walking on a particular part of the road, this sign can display it. They can also display obbligo the uscita. Like if they block this autostrada, they will display it ahead and tell you have to come out from number so and so, the uscita of Piacenza. Even if you are not going to Piacenza, but they have blocked the road, you have to obligatory for you to leave the autostrada at Piacenza, then you will now re-enter into so and so. They give information ahead of time. Sometimes they can tell you that rain is falling from so and so place to so and so place. So you have to be careful when you get to that area. Sometimes they will display that they are walking from so and so number to so and so number. Sometimes they will display that there's hold up ahead of you from so and so area to this area. Sometimes they will also display that the road is really filled up. So they can display anything on this sign is always seen in autostrada. So sometimes they can also tell you about speed limit that you can run in a particular area. So this sign can display anything. That is why they call it a various information sign. Segnale di informazione varia. Look at this case now. Lavoro al chilometer 108. Fare attenzione. This is something that they display now. So they can change it. They can write anything. Cantiere is a cantiere a bordo. Like they are telling you now that it is obligatory for you to have your winter shade inside your vehicle. That is when you are not equipped with winter tire. Dopo acquetta scriveta possibile blocking. Once after this particular writing, there can be a possible blocking of the road. That is if the snow increase, because in this case it is actually snowing, so they will put this sign on the road. So I think this is the last sign for today. So thank you everyone for watching. As I said before, like, subscribe, so that if I post the next video, you can see it easily.